Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, like I've told y'all many times in the past, I don't know how these celebrities do it, but whenever they get into legal troubles, it's like the law that applies to us simply don't apply to them. And Lil Durk having his trial date pushed back so far is a perfect example of exactly what I'm referring to. However, I must say that it could mean a few things when it comes to a trial being pushed back, especially almost a whole year later. Lil Durk has been arrested and charged for allegedly being involved with the passing of Lul Pab, as he's being accused of orchestrating a M for hire, stating that he's the reason behind the suspects that have been arrested for the unaliving of Lul Pab and providing money to have Quando Rondo taken out in California back in August of 2022. Debit card purchases of hotel rooms and rental cars, along with text messages, will lead the feds to believe that Lil Durk had involvement in the incident. Before Durk's arrest, it was reported that OTF DeDe, OTF Vonnie, and 3 other individuals were picked up, and at that point, everyone else already put 2 and 2 together that it was only a matter of time for Lil Durk. Now once again, we will learn that Lil Durk's trial date, which was originally set for January 7, 2025, was pushed back to October 14th, 2025. Basically a whole year almost from him getting arrested, because he was taken into police custody on October 26, 2024. I don't know what that's about, but according to Google, they're saying that it's due to the quote-unquote complexity of the case and the amount of evidence that's involved. Now usually if it's a lot of evidence involved, normally they wouldn't push it back, because that's just giving Lil Durk's defense team time to put a defense together against whatever the feds have. And y'all know how the feds play, because they already let the cat out the bag and announced that they have text messages, debit and credit card purchases, informants, the whole 9 yards. So if you decide to take them to trial and not accept the plea offer that they give, they always present new evidence that you never even knew that they had, but at that point, it's way too late. So let's hope that Durk know what he's doing, because the feds don't play. Maybe they push it back because they have more information from informants, or maybe they're working on pinning something on him from Stephon Mack's death. Who knows? But we're going to get into all these court documents that was recently made public, updating us about Lil Durk in his case, as well as the possibility of OTF DeDe considering taking a plea deal in the case. So let's get into all that, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Megan Cuniff, for y'all that don't know, she's a journalist that covers all law-related cases in the media and was mostly known for covering previous cases such as Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. She's the one he called the Google-eyed B-word, because he says that she wasn't properly covering the case, and despite the evidence, she was trying to make him out to look like the bad guy. Now fast forward to Lil Durk's latest case, she's been releasing information and documents based on her coverage of the case, and will reveal that Lil Durk will start trial in October of 2025 instead of January. Now also she mentioned that even though Durk's attorney tried to say that him booking multiple flights was an error made by his team, the judge wasn't trying to hear it and feels that he was trying to flee from prosecution. Megan would tweet saying, quote, "Here's Durk detention order. The judge pointed out that even if multiple flights cited by prosecutors include connecting flights, that supports the idea Durk attempted to leave the United States upon learning of the arrest of his co-conspirators." So basically, it's looking like the judge isn't trying to hear it, y'all. He may also feel that the flights were being used as a ploy, because the multiple flights were made immediately after the other related suspects were arrested. So let's say that Durk really wasn't trying to leave. How the judge is looking at it is, well, what's a coincidence that you made a bunch of flights with your name on it, attempting to leave the country right after hearing your alleged co-defendants got arrested for a crime you are being accused of being a part of? And he got a point. Whether he meant to do it or not, it's about how it looks. And in court, that's all it's about, is perception. So if you could convince the jury that, you're right or you're wrong, either way you have it, it's pretty much up to the jury. Now moving on, right? Megan will show us one of the documents showing that Lil Durk's trial has been pushed back, and instead of being held in January, it will now be held in October. However, she also will point out in another document that according to court discovery, which is usually viewed by your defense team to know what the DA has before trial, it will state that the feds have over 230 gigabytes of digital evidence such as audio and video recordings and surveillance footage and approximately 20,000 pages of reports concerning M and other violent acts, including photographs, witness statements, and medical documents. Sheesh. Now let me tell you right now, if they're saying they have all the surveillance and audio, along with witness statements and photographs, I think that's something that Durk will want to consider before taking this to trial, right? And it's hard to just tell someone to take a plea deal, I get it, and take whatever time that they give you without a fight, but taking it to trial and blowing only have you looking at double the number that they was offering. And I'm not sure, but it sounds like they have a lot of evidence to persuade a jury, and that's all they need to do. Now, according to Megan, based off the documents, OTF DeDe seems to not want to take the risk himself neither. She would tweet that DeAndre Dontrell Wilson's lawyer, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson is OTF DeDe, asked for a pretrial sentence report to determine Wilson's criminal history category under U.S. sentencing guideline. The report was ordered by the judge on December 27th. The document would read, quote, "The court has reviewed defendant DeAndre Dontrell Wilson's unopposed ex parte application for preparation of a pre-plea pre-sentence report filed December 26, 2024. For good cause shown, it is hereby ordered that the United States Probation and Pretrial Services Office shall prepare a pre-plea report to determine defendant's criminal history category." Now, this don't mean necessarily that he's going to take the plea, but more than likely it seemed like he is, which is why they're asking for the sentencing guidelines. Remember, DeDe has been arrested and charged with bodies that he beat in the past, along with an extensive criminal history. So him having that background means that sentencing for him will be a little more harsh. So I personally think they want to see, based off his rap sheet, if the plea deal is worth taking opposed to the time he would get if he blows trial. So it becomes a question of, is it worth taking a chance or not? So I think that's where they at when it comes to OTF DeDe's situation. Now, according to another tweet made by Megan, pointing out information from the court documents, one of the co-conspirators by the name of Boogie, aka Asa Houston, don't want to prolong the trial all the way until October. The document will state, quote, "After receiving a signed stipulation from all other defendants, the government was informed by counsel for defendant Houston that defendant Houston objects to a continuance of the trial date. The government respectfully submits that there is good cause to continue the trial date as to all defendants, including defendant Houston, because the time period of January 14, 2025 to October 14, 2025 inclusive constitutes a reasonable period of delay for defendant Houston, who is joined for trial with the stipulating defendants as to whom the time for trial has not run and no motion for severance has been granted." Now, I have a few questions myself because it seems like they aren't all on the same page with what's going on, which makes me wonder, whose idea was it to push the trial back and why so far? He's probably frustrated because he wanted to get it all over with and they don't even have a bail. Therefore, they're just sitting ducks until trial because they will have to remain incarcerated unless they get a bail, which I doubt is happening. So it seems like Boogie don't care to have the trial pushed back. And maybe he don't care because he's willing to take a plea and get everything over with because he know it's no sense in fighting due to all the evidence that they already have. I don't know. But just like the YNW Melly situation and his trial, I can see this one getting weird as well. Y'all don't be surprised if new charges start popping up, new witnesses, new cooperators, new audio, surveillance, the whole 9 yards. Maybe they're delaying the case because they have a separate investigation going on, and like I told y'all before, they already stated in those unsealed documents that they believe Durk has involvement in that case with Stephon Mack as well. Not looking too good for Durk, but let's see how it plays out. Y'all know we don't wish jail or death on anybody over here, so if he could find his way to weasel out of this one, then so be it. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.